imposed on the country. The Constituency Community Projects Fund progressing well in certain parts of the country. And in sports, Orapa United and Holy Ghost play to a 0-0 draw in BOTSWANA Premier League encounter. Interpreting in sign language is Amantle Babili. Good evening. President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi says BOTSWANA is in full support of Zimbabwe and the lifting of decades-long sanctions imposed on the country by some of the world's major powers. President Masisi was speaking during a courtesy call on him today by Mr. Simbarashe Mumbengwegwi, who is a special envoy of Zimbabwean President Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa. Utsidile Onkabetsi reports.
BOTSWANA and Zimbabwe relations date back many decades, with the duo maintaining a constant and relentless posture of bilateral growth and cooperation. BOTSWANA, like other African Union member countries, also continues to pronounce her unwavering support of the complete lifting of sanctions against neighboring Zimbabwe, which have been detrimental to the development of her people and economy.
We have the sanctions removed, and we call for it. Without blinking or winching, because we feel strongly that there are other more civil, more decent ways of resolving any differences of opinion that people might have. And that is the realm of diplomacy, if anybody were to go by it. And you are a foreign minister for a long time, you understand that quite well, and we would expect that those particularly who instruct us in diplomatic etiquette would understand that too. And it's also quite revealing that for some of the critics of Zimbabwe and its processes, how they themselves conveniently forget to look into themselves.
The president also shared with Zimbabwean Special Envoy to President Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa about BOTSWANA's ongoing voter registration as a build-up to her national elections scheduled for October this year, at a date yet to be announced by the Independent Electoral Commission.
I'm sure you know our people here. Unfortunately, our ministers are off. We had cabinet this morning, but they had to go off because we are running around with the registration and trying to mobilize people to register. The turnout is very low, whether it's voter apathy or whatever, and all sorts of things. But they'll try their best to try and mop up people, because we're only left with a few days until it ends.
In 2018, BOTSWANA and Zimbabwe signed an agreement which led to the establishment of a binational commission purposed to promote cooperation in various sectors of development. The Zimbabwean president is also expected to visit BOTSWANA next week. Utsidile Onkabetsi, BTV News, Gaborone.
The decision to construct internal roads through the Constituency Community Project Fund is progressing well in Mohapi and Mohapinyana. Assistant Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Mr. Setabelo Muduganele, toured the projects recently to appreciate the state of the project. Karabo Mulusi reports.
This 400 meters road construction project demonstrates progress in the establishment of developments in Mohapi village. It is purposed to give the village a facelift, over and above all to facilitate easy movement of people in this area. The company awarded the tender suppliers of the road construction materials as well as employees engaged here stand to benefit big from this project.
Hill School. Project
Some of the ongoing development projects in the village include the expansion of the health post and maintenance of the customary court offices that are implemented under the Ipelehem program. Mohapinyana village is also making progress in advancing some developments through the CCP funds for the current financial year.
Since lenaneo la CCP le tsana mo ditseleng batho ba megapanyana ba thopile yone tsela ya kwa mabitleng yone re dirang mme anong re kgona go dira hela 400 meters o e leng gore ra go mo dira ka 950,000. Project e dirwa ke local contractor wa gone mo mogapenyana mme ke supe ya le gore le di diriswa tsotlhe ditena tsone tse tsa bone di alwa gone ha re tsa re di tsaya gone mo kgaolong ya lona ya rona ile ewe ya go godisa dikgwebo tsa mo kgaolong ya rona.
As the current financial year draws to an end, all the ongoing development projects are expected to be completed within budget and on time.
A kere ha gongwe ga o ntse o hiwa report o le kgakala e kgona go nna report e se gore gongwe e reflecta se boammaaruri se diragala wa kgaolo e re mo go yone ke itumetse thata go itse gore gompieno e rile ela re tsamaya ra bona ka mathogorenyana mme sengwe se tsweletse sa dira.
As the Assistant Minister, Mr. Mudukanele, concluded his tour in Khagodi, residents expressed their longing desire for the improvement of one of the roads in their village and also the refurbishment of the Maukatumo VDC houses to resolve shortage of accommodation to public offices in the area. Karabo Mulusi, BTV News, Khagodi.
IEC Secretary Mr. Jefferson Siamisang says the number of people registered to vote thus far is lower than the set target of 1.3 million. At this point, there are only 451,872 people who have registered to vote as of Friday the 26th.
Mo di police stations tse di 2,880 le di kgaolo thopo tsa bategema parlamente tse di mpsa di le 61 ka masome a marataro le bongwe go setse go ikwadisitse Batswana ba le 451,870 ke dipalo tse re di tsereng ka la bothano mo bekeng e neng e heta mme o tla gakologela jaaka o setse o supile kgaitsedi ka gore voting population ya Botswana mo dithopong tsa 2024 ke ene about 1.7 million. Me rona re le an election management body re ipetse 80% ele target ya rona ene gore ke about 1.3 million. Me mona kwa gompieno ga re isere gore le mo sephatong tota sa ene 1.3 million.
The director of Quantum Leap Academy, Mr. Jeremiah Dikgang, says it is important for the nation to acquire the right knowledge in order to fully embrace the Mindset Change initiative. Speaking at a summit on setting goals and resolutions for the year 2024 in Francistown, Mr. Dikgang noted that acquiring the right knowledge can help add value to communities and transform the economy. Abigail Madorobo and Faith Ditete.
Mr. Dikgang says the starting point of any journey of excellence is learning, emphasizing the urgent need to start preparing tomorrow's leaders today. He also highlighted that the global village has become more competitive, urging participants of the summit to equip themselves with the right tools in order to strive in the fast-changing world.
We are capable of excelling, given a chance. If ever we can be given the right tools, if we can be assisted to rise above our weaknesses, to rise above our limitations, to rise above anything that can hold us back from being the best version of ourselves, because we are working towards getting people, assisting people to become the best version of themselves.
Challenges are coming, and when they come, doesn't mean you invite the challenges. But intentional action thrives in the face of adversity.
Participants embraced the education they received.
You can never go anywhere with your talent. That is why nowadays talent is not validated. Even if you know how to sing, but without effort, you can never go anywhere. You have to groom that talent of yours, build something out of that talent.
Sengwe se se botlhokwa se leng gore re se ithutile ke gone go seta ditselana tse leng gore di ka go tsamaisa mo ngwageng wa 2024. Ngwaga wa 2024 ko kerekeng ya rona morutetsa re 20 forward re leba ko pele. Jaanong o tshwantse gore o bo itse ditselana tse leng gore di ka go kaela, ditselana tsa go ka seta maikaelelo jalo a gore o iphithele o le ko kae. Mme yaanong go le gantsi batho ba ira di resolution kana di goal mme bo ba di tsa ba di phuthela ba di ba ho ka re yaanong di beetswe ngwaga o tang. Mme hano ba gaetso re ithuta gore o nna o di lebelela gona le sekgoa se re se buang ka kona sa bo visualization. You visualize what you want to achieve.
They were encouraged to predict the year 2024 by designing it. Mr. Dekang said a clearly specified goal will determine which direction to take. Faithy, D30, BTV News, Francistown.
In ongoing efforts to foster self-reliance within communities, government is actively promoting programs that empower individuals to sustain themselves. The Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Fidelis Molau, highlighted that following the import ban on specified agricultural produce, communities should use opportunities presented by the ban to go into agricultural businesses. Minister Molau was speaking in Ramotswa, where he briefed the community about the Temo Letlotlo program. Lone Sekobo.
The agricultural program Temo Letlotlo, designed to promote food security in the country, is receiving positive reception from individuals. Despite being launched late in the plowing season, the community is urged to persist in applying to participate, ensuring preparedness for the upcoming season.
Temo Letlotlo batho betso ke gone gore a molemi hela o motlana o le mang go jesa ba lwapa la gago a tse di tswang ko masimong e nne tse di lekaneng gore ka boamaruri di ka jesa ba lwapa la gago ngwaga othe go ya go wela e re tloetsa gape gore molemi go sa kgathelesege gore o wa seemo se se ntseng jang o hetole ka ha o ntseng o lema ka teng jaanong o tswakanye go nne le kgwebo mo temong ya gago entrepreneurship. Re le ka gape go rotloetsa gone gore rothehela a o monana a ona o tshela ka bogole a o mogodi mongwe le mongwe a nne le sabe mo temong ka lenaneo la Temo Letlotlo. E rotloetsa le gone gore re dire mmogo
jaaka re le mo mathateng a gore ga gona ditiro a re eng ko temothuo ka methale ya yone yotlhe banana segolo jang re ba kgothatse re ba rotloetse go tsena mo temothuo ba iphire ba hirane.
Despite the delay in the program, residents expressed dissatisfaction.
Go na le batho ba digogi ba ba thusang balemi gore ba ba lemele e bong bora ditrekere ke eng go sa beiwe selela ya ka sa bora di-taxi sa eng go bolelwa molemi wa trekere la gore ra trekere ya rona ga e lema ekere ke bokana
ra go thusiwa jang re le fogare re tlhakatlhakanele masimo a senang ba ba lemang ka gore ke ona go fetisa palo ya rona ga ile gore re thusiwa ka dipalo.
The Member of Parliament addressed some of the concerns raised by the residents and assured them that the additional stakeholders would join efforts.
Go le gantsi kana sengwe le sengwe se se sha se na le tse di tlang ka tsone tse di sa tlhaloganyesegeng go be go raya gore yaanong mo gongwe ra itsapa ka gore ka ro tla palelwa ke go tlatsa se go teng o se tlatse.
Furthermore, the youth were encouraged to venture into agriculture, emphasizing that this sector aligns with government's goal of achieving food self-sufficiency and promoting self-reliance within the nation. Lone Sekobo, BTV News, Ramotswa.
Residents of Mosana have applauded the area member of parliament, Mr. Thapelo Letsholo, for developments in the village such as the extension and maintenance of the clinic, the construction of customary court, as well as the installation of a sewage drainage water system. When accepting the applause, Mr. Letsholo revealed that the government has decided to include some of the projects that were left behind into the 2023-2024 development budget. Mr. Letsholo highlighted this during a Khotla meeting held in Mosana recently.
Member of Parliament for Kenya North, Mr. Thapelo Letsholo, updated residents about the long-awaited water, road construction and maintenance projects.
Puso e tsere tshwetso ya anong ya gore madi one a lo a bitsang madi a ga mo parliament a ileng a nyena constituency go ya pele a dirisediwe go aga ditsela tsone tse tsa mo gae tse go teng di-internal road mme lo a itse gore madi ao kgaolo nngwe le nngwe ya botlhophi constituency e ntse e neelwa madi a kana ka 10 million mme motlegi rights o tautona Masisi o na a supa gore o eletsa gore mo ngwageng o tlang wa madi one a okediwe gore le tsone ditsela tse re di agantse ka madi a di kgone go nna di leelenyana di oketsege ka dipalo tsa tsone.
Mare go lebogerra diponeke tse re a tshuba monotse di ka tswa di se kae hela mme ga go tshwane le tsho diponeke tse lo bone lo ko sekolong kwa bana le mathichara ba laeta ba bona se sengwe re go lebogele patela sa kanyera o tswa kgakala o gala o tega re go utlwa motho wa modimo o gala o tegile thata re go utlule mme patela ke se setsilese.
Residents say even though the developments of their village are evidently progressing well, their main concern is water shortage and the extension of schools that may need to be tackled on time to avoid them hindering the success of some of the village projects.
nero kopela gore bogolo go nne le makgabaganyetso a gore bana ba ka tlola ba tlolela ka hale
go tla bo go tla dikomponi mo motseng di tla go dira di-project ga di hetsa o ka re ne di sa tla go direla bontle o ka re ne di tse gore tla letsa leswe ka mabaka a gore go sala go le leswe hela mo motseng ba sa clean ha neng ba berekela teng
mo lenaneo la ditlhabololo le letlang NDP 11 dikolobete tseo re di tsentse ne re discussa ka tsone ra di tsenya a be ra bo aga pera tsenya tsela e leng gore re bitsa re ke di-production roads tse e leng gore ra kwa masimo ka tsone go tswa ga ke itinya dilo kwana le go gogala ko masoko ke tse e leng gore le mo lenaneo le letlang la ditlhabololo.
The community of Mosana intends to embark on a mission to plant fruit trees around the village to nurture the spirit of self-reliance and to also help feed the nation. Gese Rofetse Makwinja, BTV News, Mosana.
Residents of Harun ward in the Molapole North constituency have expressed dissatisfaction with recent changes made to minimum wage rates for the domestic and agriculture sectors, citing lack of consultation as their main concern. The residents were speaking at a recent consultative Khotla meeting with the area member of parliament, Mr. Wabile Rekhoeng Budulo Mkhorosi.
The long-debated issue of escalating the minimum wage has been a prominent subject discussion in Parliament and is now set to take effect on the 1st of February 2024. In the agricultural and domestic sector, the increase will be 38.4%, bringing the minimum wage to 1,500 pula per month.
Madi a temo le tiriso a tshwanetswe ke gore ha re ya go tsena mo go dumalaneng le bahiriwa Baba yang go disetsa e re ditse re le batsadi ba di sa ba gompieko ba duela ba madi a mantsintsi mme bile gape ha saka le punyegilare ga ke a ireba go agela lesaka
ha nna go dilwe phuthego pele go pasiswa molao go bitswa barua kgomo le badisa ba bone ra go lekudisanya ka yone
nna ke limile di hectare di 4 mme ke na le dingwaga di le 84
ke tswa pelo ke eletsa nka be government dilo tse a di re neelang tse ke na le thata ke dira go menagane ka gore re na le re lema ka mogoma ko o tshwara le selei ke palama selei gampieno dilo di bonolo di molemo ke a lebogang palamente wa me ke lemedile temo le toto.
In this meeting, Mr. Oabile Rogoeng highlighted that police station with 7 houses has been allocated land in Molepolen North.
Re ne re kopile gore itshireletso le borukuthi di ile bontsi mo motse wa Molepolong. Ra be re kopa police station e re ntseng re lwa ka yone. Me puso ga isko ya gane mo nakong epe le ha maragonyana. Mathata a ne re ntse re nana o ne ile a lehatse. Tshwetso ya beetse wa gore nya a re santse re bata ha re ka ga police station e kgolwane teng. Gongwe re agetse dipotlana di le pedi mo motse wa rona Molepolo le. Ya ntlha re bonyesetsa hela ha le ba le itseng ha o pagamela ha tshiretsang ha le. Ha se kono tirisela nteng la go bona kere. Go pagamela go godimo e ke to pagamela ko motlhabeng go bonyesetsa gone ho. Go ya police station e potlana gone kwa. E na le matwali supa a mapodisi. Me re solohetse gore gape mo go ha ba ga yone be ba go aga engwe gape ko magokotswana e tshwanang le yone e na le matwa a supa le yone so di pedi ya ka nnete bua e le project ya bone e goromente a ntshitseng madi go ditaudwa mo motse wa Molepolong.
Area MP encouraged the residents in his constituency to register for election in large numbers, reminding them the importance of exercising their right to vote for their future leaders. Budulo Mogoros, BTV News, Molepolong.
St. Paul Apostolic Faith Mission Church has been praised for not only preaching the gospel, but also its role in shaping society. These sentiments were shared by the Member of Parliament for Muchudi West, Mr. Musi Kafela, in Muchudi as he joined congregants in a Thanksgiving church service, which also marked a special prayer session for the beginning of the year. Bugamuso Kuzafalo.
St. Paul Apostolic Faith Mission Church congregants in a special church service which had attracted multitudes from length and breadth of this country, together with its neighbor in South Africa. It was emphasized that the church needs to be grounded on its role in molding a desirable society.
Bokgoni ba gore lapa le nne ka tsela e hapegileng mme le rre ba utlwana go na le kagiso ba ratana. Bokgoni ba gore ka ha teng ga lapa ka ha bana be ba godisiwa ba godisetswa ka ha tlase ga lehoko la Modimo, ba tlhompha tikologo, ba tlhompha batsadi, ba tlhompha mongwe le mongwe. Ebile ba tlhoagaletse botshelo ba tsaya ka tlhoagalo dipetse e leng gore batsadi ba di ba beile pele gore ba di ithute. Me ga e helle hela ho batsadi e rela gone gore le ngwana ga gola le motsadi a ntsantsa go dile a ruruhatse gore o tshela botshelo bo e leng gore is crime free. Ga bona bokebeke, ga gona matshelo a leng gore a magadi gaufi kgotsa a mana le tjabetso e bong ko kojo kgotsa le potla la khumo ya bofefo.
Lerato le le ka gare ga tulo ena ha sala mokete ona o simologa ke la pele ha sala o simola mosebetsi o tirisanyo mmogo e ka gare ho tulo e ke ya pele ha sala o simola mosebetsi o.
The church leaders also voiced their challenges, citing the lack of church plot as a stumbling block that hinders them from serving the Lord diligently.
Year in, year out, whatever you want us to sacrifice. All that we want is to sacrifice. Is that so difficult? Is it difficult to say there's a piece of land for Lanabana Modimo? Just a piece of land to raise a million. That's all that we want.
Dingwe tsa tse tautona Dr. Mokgweetsi re ke abetse masisi a kopile gore di dire ke gore ditirelo tsa puso go balwa le tsa land board di emelwe ka dinao badiri ba tsone ba tlhagale tiro e ba leng mo go yone o na ntsha legoko la go laela di-land board tsotlhe gore e be ba allocatile di-plot di le kae within what period of time mme ba le bantsi bana ba supa gone gore gale le gale ba succeed ba bangwe ga ba succeed.
The annual church feast marks the commencement of stronger and healthier relations between the church and government to work together towards all that concerns the country, with the hope that God will intervene and ultimately work all things for the good of the nation. Bokamoso Khutsafalo, BTV News, Muchudi.
Tato Jose More is standing by to give us the latest in sports. TT.
Hi, good evening, Khoms. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm great.
I'm happy to see you.
Yeah, me too. It's been a long time, huh?
Please proceed, sir.
Thank you, Khomuso. This is Botswana Tonight, our sports segment. I am Tato Kosimore. Thank you for joining us this evening. Let's jump straight into our top story tonight. In the Botswana Premier League, Police 11 registered their third win of the season after defeating Masitaga by 3-2 in a Week 13 match played at Dinaledi Football Academy Stadium in Odi. Kariso Molelekwa with the details.
The game started as a high-paced affair, both teams launching numerous attacks in the first few minutes, but it was Police who drew first blood as they found back of the net twice in just under 20 minutes of the first half. Warabile Sokwai opened the scores in the 7th minute of the game and pounced again in the 17th minute as he capitalized on a blunder by Masitaga goalkeeper Victor James to give Oze base side 2-0 lead. In the 23rd minute, however, Eric Chizaki pulled one for Masitaga after miscommunications amongst Police regard. A few minutes after Chizaki's goal, Obakian Ramotwa found back of the net for Masitaga, but the referee ruled it out for offside to send the game to half-time, with Police leading by 2-1. In the second half, Masitaga came back the stronger side, launching waves of attacks, but Maitumelo Tamarin's troops stood firm as Thabiso Boti scored the third goal for the Osa side from a well-taken corner kick by Thabo Oboneze 10 minutes into the second half. A few minutes before the final whistle, Masitaga captain Olebogen Ramotse scored the second goal for Masataga to end the game, with the Jungle Kings winning by 3-2 and registering their third win of the season.
Boys played well. It's just that we gave 3 goals away. But besides that, we played well. Police gave us a good game. But all in all, I think the boys played well. We needed to stick to the way we play. If you see, the way we scored the goals is when we kept the ball. The more we kept the ball, the more chances we created. The only time we couldn't play is when we tried to play the game that Police played, where we had to pump the ball forward, and that's not our style of play. So the only time, however, we lost the game is when we started playing like Police. The more we played the game, we look like a team that will score.
We knew for Masitaga they are going to start from the back. That's why our first 2 goals, the 2 goals were all break attacks. So Neraba started from the back, then we won those 2 quick goals. Our first goal was in 6 minutes, then the second one medicinal distance, but the 2 of them, it was a very good break attack in a training.
In other Botswana Premier League games played on Saturday, Security Systems registered a 1-0 victory over 11 Angels, while Murupile Wanderers also edged out Swa Flamingos by a 0-0. Nuka United and Township Rollers played to a 0-0 draw in Silver Pigwe, while defending champions Joining Galaxy registered a 1-0 win over VTM. In Francistown, Tavik also defeated Premier League rookies Matebele 1-0. Kariso Morelekwa, PTV Sport, Matebele.
Orapa United and Holy Ghost shared spoils in a 0-0 draw in a Botswana Premier League game played yesterday at the National Stadium. The league resumes after it was suspended due to misunderstandings at the Botswana Football League.
Both teams started the game on a low note, not creating any clear-cut scoring opportunities until recess. From the break, the Ostriches made several attempts at a goal but were denied by a resolute Holibanyana defense line. In the end, it ended in a 0-0 draw.
First and foremost, I would like to thank God for the result. It was not easy. When you are coming from 2 weeks break, it is a challenge, okay? You lose form, you can pick up form. But we thank the boys for the effort that they have put in. we could have buried the game in the first 20-30 minutes. Even themselves, Orapa, they had a good game. They gave us a good run, second half. That could have wrapped it up, maybe last 10 minutes.
I would like to start by thanking the boys, the technical team, and everyone who is behind Orapa United. Look, we came here looking for the 3 points, but tough luck. Things didn't go the way we wanted. And when you look at it, there's something which we learned from this game, which is the weather conditions. It was very hot, and it's one thing that we need to go home and climatize, especially during because our games are at 4. We need to go and start climatizing, because if you look at our game, we played a game of 2 halves. First half we're not playing, and we gave these guys a lot of possession. We lose possession, but second half, because the weather now, it was cool, we came back a better team, kept the ball, we rolled it, we could have scored maybe three goals, and it's one area where we also picked that we need to go and work a lot in front of the box, work on the composure, work on the
Harun United defeated BDF 11 1-0 in a Sunday fixture played at the Lobatse Sports Complex. Sehwalami, Baeng, BTV Sport, Harun.
And that will be it from Botswana Tonight Sports segment. Thank you for watching. Let's go back to Khomutswa Mapani.
Thank you so much, Titi. Until we meet again tomorrow, have yourself a fantastic evening, sir.
Are you not saying anything about Capo Verde?
Well, I think, like we said offline, they're doing wonders for a country with a population of just over 400,000. What they've been able to achieve thus far is quite... It's quite out of this world. Even when you look at their economy, not doing so great, but they've been able to achieve great things as far as football is concerned in this particular AFCON season. I think they're hungry. It shows the hunger. Even if they are knocked out in the last 8, I mean, they have done enough. They've done more than enough.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Titi. Let's meet again tomorrow. Have yourself a fantastic evening, say.
Same to you, Khomso.
That was Tato Khosimori giving us the latest in sports. Let's take a final look at stories leading the way this evening. Botswana in full support of Zimbabwe and the lifting of decade-long sanctions imposed on the country. The Constituency Community Projects Fund progressing well in certain parts of the country. And in sports, Orapa United and Holy Ghost played to a 0-0 draw in a Botswana Premier League encounter. That's all that we had for you in our news bulletin this evening. BTV News Ikanya Rona. Hashtag BW Mindset Changed. Up next is the weather update.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather forecast brought to you by Samuel Ramotondo. The following are some of the rainfall amounts that were recorded this morning at 8 o'clock. 35 millimeters at Toteng Primary School 22, at Tsaone Primary School 20, at Kanahas Research 13, at Makakung Primary School 10, at Masolotani Primary School 7, at Mukuma Primary School 5, at Tankani Primary School 3, at New Kanahas Primary School 2, at Mau International Airport 1, at Makunda Primary School, and drops were recorded at Motsahaletau Primary School. Well, the current satellite picture shows clouds which are visible over most areas of the country, and this blue color shows developing and developed thunderstorms, which may possibly thunder or shower tonight over some areas of the country. And as for tomorrow, partly cloudy conditions are expected over the entire country, with the possibility of isolated thunder showers over some areas of central, northeast, and Chobe, while over the bulk of the country we're expecting scattered thunder showers. In the morning, we're expecting minimums of 19 at Joanne, Francistown, and Kasane, while over most areas of the country we're expecting minimums to range from 20 to 23 degrees Celsius. In the afternoon, warm temperatures are expected over southern southeast Gauteng, Khanti, and Ngamiland, with the maximums ranging from 29 to 32 degrees Celsius. But over central, northeast, Chobe, and Kalahari, we're expecting hot temperatures with maximums ranging from 33 to 35 degrees Celsius. And as for Wednesday and Thursday, Isolated thunder showers are expected over most areas in southern southeast Gauteng and Kweni with warm afternoon temperatures. On over Gantsi and Gagari, still we're expecting some thunder showers on Wednesday and Thursday with hot afternoon temperatures over most areas. And over Ngamiland, still we're expecting isolated thunder showers on Wednesday and Thursday with hot afternoon temperatures. But over Chobe, we're expecting partly cloudy conditions on Wednesday, but on Thursday we're expecting some thunder showers. Over Central and Northeast, we're expecting partly cloudy conditions on Wednesday, but on Thursday we're expecting isolated thunder showers. And warm temperatures are expected over most areas on Wednesday and Thursday. That's the weather forecast. Have yourself a good night.
Coming up next on Conversation with Africa.
This is the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room. You can be, I told you, the most educated leader in the world.